students. So what I'm going to do, if you look down at the bottom, you see the little red dot is your record button. You can edit your audio and explain everything as well. That's important to note that you can do that. So I want to throw that out there. Also, you'll notice as I'm speaking and I advance slides, my recording is not one big long recording. It's recording per slide. So if I need to redo it per slide, I can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and talk over this like I was making and explain everything for you to use. Explain Everything, your new go-to app for teacher-made videos. This presentation is going to show you all the things that you can use Explain Everything for. You can download the Explain Everything app by going to the App Store and looking for that icon. Explain Everything will be your new favorite whiteboard app. With Explain Everything, you can do so much. You can insert photos. You can insert videos. You can insert previously made education presentations. And you can talk over it all. With Explain Everything, you can create video tutorials for all content areas. You can record math demonstrations, how to solve problems. You can explain diagrams and maps by inserting them as images and annotating on top of them. And you can demonstrate science experiments. You can save and share your Explain Everything. You can save them into your camera roll, or you can post them on YouTube. With Explain Everything, you can truly explain everything, just like you would in class. And then you'll notice once I hit my button at the bottom, it stopped recording for my entire presentation. Now I have the play button there at the bottom, the green play button. So watch what happens when I go back and play it. Sorry. By going to the App Store and looking for that icon. So this just gives you a little taste of how it's going to play back for the students. You can set your slides to advance automatically, and you can play through those as you make it as a video. Okay, so that's what you do. Now, after you're finished and your video is how you want it to be, what you're going to do is you're going to export it. Now, you can export it in several ways. If you look at the bottom, you see the little picture of the mountains. That's going to just export a photo, is all it's going to do. You can send them to iBooks. You can email. It'll just do one slide. It won't get all your recordings. It's really just a photo, so be mindful of that. If you want to export the entire video, what you're going to do is hit the button at the bottom, and you can see where you can move that to your camera roll, put it to YouTube. You can even house these videos in your Dropbox or your Evernote or your Google Drive to back them up. So they're saved and Explain Everything. They can be saved in your camera roll. You can throw them to Dropbox, and for permanent usage, you can put them to YouTube. I'm just going to save mine to my camera roll right now. And this is the time, and you see how it's rolling through it? This is how it'll view when you actually play the movie. I was just playing it back for you slide by slide before to check my work. But when it actually sends to the camera, we'll see how all the functions are rolling through. This is how it's going to play, of course, with the audio with it. So it takes just a minute to send these out. They send them out as an MP4 file. And it is very important that you leave the app open through this entire process so that the exporting process, the compressing process, is not disturbed. So we're almost done here. And I am going to, make you kind of sit here so I can show you what it looks like then in your camera roll. Just a few seconds left. I'm sure right now you're thinking of all the ways you can use Explain Everything. This would be awesome for subplans. This would be awesome in your bundles. Because you can put them in YouTube, you can drop them straight into your My Big Campus bundles through the My Big Campus library, and they'll be embedded. So for those teachers who were using EduCreations, which then would take them out, you can get EduCreations into YouTube, but it's a bit more steps. Or you were linking it through the app, which then if they were on iPad, they had to download, and it was just kind of cumbersome. This is a more clean way to do it. Again, it's a paid app, so we expect it to be a little bit better. But I think it's one that we may be really wanting to use as teachers, and maybe even with our students. Again, I want feedback on that. So now, when I go out of Explain Everything and go into my camera roll on my iPad, you will notice that there is my video right there, and I can play it all the way through. And I again, don't want you to have to do that. Watch this again. So we're not going to do that. But that's where it is, and that's how Explain Everything works, and I'm hoping this is an app that you will consider using.